What can you say about this whole thing, Benjamin?
I don't like how it turned out, but that's how the jury system works.
What were the feelings of the jurors in there? Enough mitigating circumstances?
It really came down to a specific jury that, he was mentally ill, and she didn't believe because he was mentally ill he should get the death penalty.
How many people felt that way of the jury panel?
There was one with a hard no, she couldn't do it. And there was another two that ended up, voting the same way.
A lot of people were not in the jury room and all that. It's easy to be critical. What can you say in response to the family saying they're disappointed?
I fully understand. It didn't go the way I would have liked it, or the way I voted. But that's how the jury system works. Everybody gets their vote. Everybody gets to decide. We went through all the evidence, and some of the jurors just felt that was the appropriate sentence.
Your feelings about this as a jury foreman that went this way?
Like I said, I didn't vote that way, so I'm not happy with how it worked out. But everybody has the right to decide for themselves. It is a moral decision on their own, and if some of the jurors just felt that way.
How hard was it serving on this jury? The length of time?
Oh, it was awful. It was awful. I mean, things a lot of things you never wanted to see and you never want to see again. It was, don't get me wrong, the people at the courthouse were great, the judge was great, the lawyers were great. It was just really hard subject matter.
Do you think, does it hurt you that people are being critical of this decision because they were not inside the jury? Does it hurt you?
Everybody has a right to their opinion. Like I said, it didn't go the way I would have liked, the way I voted, but everybody has the right to their opinion, and that's what happened.
Why did they come back so quickly? Last question. Why did they come back so quickly? It was pretty, some people were surprised by why he came back so quickly.
Well, we had a full day where we went through like that, and then waited overnight for people to sleep on it. And then, if a juror has a hard that they're only going to vote one way, there's nothing else you could do. So we voted and we moved on.
Can you talk about when you were, watching the families in court today and just how that was for you sitting
it hurts.
And hearing this being read
It hurts. I don't know if you could see my face, but it hurt. I feel bad for them. It hurts. It's well, like I said, there's nothing we could do. That's the way the law is, and that's how we voted.
Would you serve on another criminal case again? Would you be jury foreman again?
I'll do my civic duty if I'm called. I don't know what else I could say but that. I hope not, because this has been, really hard on my heart, and I'd rather not have see something like this ever again.
Well, I personally thought it was intriguing to hear from him after the criticism we've been hearing from family members in the wake of this recommendation. He told us how difficult it was to serve on the jury, being jury foreman. Again, he could not say how many were in favor of life without the chance of parole versus a death penalty, but that's the jury foreman that we've just heard from. We are live in Miramar. Peter Danch, CBS 4 News.
And Peter, Elliot's joining us now. Elliot, thank you. And you hear all these family members talking about their jury, that how could they, but I'm sure it was a very difficult decision for all of them. Did you ask them what it was like when they were deliberating? Were they back and forth? Were they arguing amongst each other? Just a mood amongst themselves?
That's a good question, and we've heard so much before that cases like this where it gets very heated, but he told me that there was no arguing going on, nobody shouting at each other, but he was pretty convinced that those who felt very strongly about their decision would not change their minds. But again, no hostility, no anger about this inside the jury, according to the jury foreman.